Greetings, this is Charles McCaul again with Mentoring Growing Leaders, and this is lesson number 3 in Relationships 101. And we're looking at this booklet by John Maxwell on Relationships 101. It has 8 short chapters in it, and I'm summarizing each one of those short chapters with basically what he says in each one to share it with you, to encourage you, because relationships are key to leadership. And if you have difficulty relating to others, it's going to be difficult for you to rise to the next level of leadership. And so Relationships 101, what every leader needs to know. Lesson number 3, and how can I encourage others? You can find my PowerPoint slides, my JPEG slides actually, on my Facebook, Charles E McCaul, or you can email me at growingleaders75@gmail.com. That information is below this video on the YouTube channel. How can we be an encouragement to others? How can we encourage others? Believing in people, this is what John Maxwell's premise is, believing in people before they have proved themselves is the key to motivating people to reach their potential. We believe in them before they have the fruit, before they produce anything, yet we believe in them because we believe they have value, we believe that they have potential. Here's a key for leaders to understand. This is a foundational key for you as an upcoming leader or wannabe leader or current leader to understand. And that is, leadership is not only about you achieving success and reaching your goals. Leadership is not just about you or your organization or your business or your company or your church achieving their goals. Leadership is about helping others to have success and reaching their potential. That is what leadership is about. That is what servant leadership is about. And as you empower others, they will turn around and lift you up, and your business will reach their goals and have success. Your church, your organization, your governmental institution will have success as you empower others and you value others and you help them reach their goals. They're going to in turn help you and your entity reach your goals. Everyone needs encouragement. It lifts them up when they're down. It motivates them when they're discouraged. So if you can create that mindset, everybody that you meet, whoever they are, high and low, however confident they may seem to be, they need encouragement. Every person needs encouragement, and you can become an encourager. To be an encourager, you need to believe the best in people and to have faith in them. You need to believe the best in people, and you need to have faith that there is something on the inside of them that is valuable, something that can be developed, something that can grow and blossom into something wonderful, because we're all part of God's creation. And so that's a foundational way of thinking. Here are 4 facts about faith. We're talking about believing in people, having faith in people. Here are 4 facts about that faith. Number 1, most people don't have faith in themselves. This is just, in my opinion and my experience, this is overwhelmingly true. Most people do not have self-confidence. Most people do not have a high sense of self-worth or self-value. Most people do not have faith in themselves. They believe they lack the resources to do what they need to do. They believe they will fail if they try. They believe there is no big hope for them in the future. They don't see their potential. They don't believe that they can achieve anything great in life. Now, not everybody is that way, but my experience, most people are that way. And so you and I can be someone who can bring them out of that way of thinking and that way of living to achieve all that they can achieve and all they were intended to achieve. Number 2, 4 facts about faith. Number 2, most people don't have someone who has faith in them. They don't have faith in themselves, and they don't have anybody that has faith in them. Most people feel isolated and alone in this world. Most people don't have the self-confidence, they don't have the relationship skills, they don't have someone speaking positive things into their life, speaking hope into their life, calling them into their future and their destiny. Most people don't have that. They feel isolated and alone. Most children don't have encouragement at home, and it affects them as an adult. Some parents actually tear their children down and tear their self-confidence down. And so they grow up without having faith in themselves. Small acts of kindness can help a lot. When we do small acts of kindness, a handshake, a touch, a smile, a book, a little bit of encouragement, it goes a long ways in helping build up someone's self-confidence and faith in themselves. 4 facts about faith. Number 3, most people can tell when someone else has faith in them. I want to be the kind of person that really does believe in people and really wants to instill confidence and faith in them so that they can rise to a new level and achieve all that they possibly can achieve in this life. But most people, they know when you're real and when you're fake. There are sometimes we just say that and we don't believe it, and they can tell. They can tell if what you're saying about them is true or false. Truly having faith in someone can change his or her life. This is what my desire in life is. And I'm hoping to instill that in you too. To be a people changer, to be a world changer. That you can speak positive things, you can speak hope, you can give small acts of kindness and direction to people that can totally turn their life around. And then they can go on to influence hundreds and thousands beyond what you and I could influence, have a positive influence in. Truly having faith in someone can change his or her life. We can sow the seeds of destiny in someone by identifying their positive characteristics. You and I can sow the seeds of destiny into the life of someone by identifying their positive characteristics. John Maxwell tells about his friend Robert Schuller. And Robert was a young boy, and his brother was off in Asia someplace. I think he was doing missionary work. He came back home and he drove his car up, got out of his house. Robert Schuller was like 10 or 11 years old at the time, and his older brother just took him by the shoulders. He said, "Robert, someday you are going to grow up to be a pastor and a mighty man of God." Those words spoke life into Robert's life. And when he went to bed that night, he prayed. He said, "God, I want to be a mighty man of God, and I want to change people's lives." And Robert Schuller became the pastor of one of the largest churches in the world at one time, the Crystal Cathedral in Southern California. And he did influence thousands of people's lives. But he traces it back to the word that his brother spoke to him that set his course. It was a word that changed his life. It was a word of destiny. You and I can be that kind of a person to others by identifying their positive characteristics. Remember, your goal is not to make people think highly of you, but to make them think highly of themselves. We're talking about leadership mindset. This is not the mindset of the average person. The average person lives from day to day, doesn't think too far, doesn't think he or she can become much, but you can rise to be a leader, and a leader is not trying to get people to think more highly about themselves, but trying to get them to think more highly about the person themselves. You're not trying to get them to think more highly about you as a leader. You're trying to get them to think more highly about them as a person. 4 facts about faith. Number 4, most people will do anything to live up to the faith that you have in them. Most people will rise or fall to meet your level of expectation. If you think lowly of them, then that's where they're going to live and that's where they're going to produce. If you think highly of them, that's where they're going to live and that's where they're going to produce. So if you have high expectations, they're going to live up. They're going to try to live up to those high expectations. And if you have low expectations, they're going to live according to the low expectations. So John Maxwell, in his book, he uses an acronym, and he uses the word believe, and he gives each one of those letters a sentence to identify on how to become a believer in people. How do you become a believer in people? You believe in them. And B-E-L-I-E-V-E, each one of them stands for something. B, believe in them before they succeed. And I'm going to read from John's book here because just too much to put into a slide, but I want you to at least have it in audio form. Believe in them before they succeed. Every person has the seeds of greatness within them, even though they may currently be dormant. But when you believe in people, you water the seeds and you give them a chance to grow. So everybody has a seed on the inside of them. And when we believe in them, it's like watering that seed, and that seed will grow. E, emphasize their strengths. The best way to show people your faith in them and motivate them is to focus your attention on their strengths. It's easy to spot somebody's weaknesses. It's easy to spot our own weaknesses. But look for their strengths. I was just talking to a girl today that is struggling with depression, and chatting with her and talking with her, come to find out she knows 5 languages. She can speak, read, and write 3 languages, and she can speak 2 other languages. And she's suffering with depression, doesn't feel like that she has anything to offer the world. I tried to bring to her attention, this is amazing. I'm sure that you can do something with those 5 languages that you know. And so many people don't even see their own strengths. By emphasizing people's strengths, you're helping them believe that they possess what they need to succeed. Try to identify their strengths. They have relationship strengths, they have skill strengths, they have all different kinds of strengths in their lives. Try to identify them and bring that to their attention, because they may not even recognize it as a strength. Praise them for what they do well. Praise them both privately and publicly. Praise them. When you see them do something, say something. Don't just think it. Most of us think, oh man, that was really cool. That's really valuable what they did. Say it. It doesn't have any benefit until it comes out of our mouth and they hear it with their ears. Say it to them privately and say it to them publicly so others can hear it. Tell them how much you appreciate their positive qualities and skills. And anytime you have the opportunity to compliment them and praise them in the presence of their family and close friends, do it. These are keys. You need to listen to what I've just said again. Praise people publicly, praise them privately, identify their strengths and the good things they've done so that others can hear it. It will change something on the inside of them. L, list their past successes. And so everybody has some kinds of success. Most people are not aware that these successes are significant, and then we forget about them. When we're in the midst of toil and struggling along, things are not easy, we forget about our past successes, we become hopeless. Not everyone has the natural ability to recognize past successes and draw confidence from them. Some people need help. If you can show others that they have done well in the past and help them see their past victories have paved the way for their future successes, they will be better able to move into action. And so help people to see that they've had past successes, and so therefore they can have future successes. I instill confidence when they fail. Instill confidence when they fail, because everybody fails. They will fail because it's part of life, and they have 2 choices. We have 2 choices when we fail. We can give in or we can go on. And so instill confidence in them when they fail. One of the ways to do this is to tell them about your past troubles and traumas. People will see you as a leader and they think that you've got it all together. And we know that we don't have it all together. We know that everybody has issues. But people will see you and they say, man, that guy's, he's had it easy all of his life. It's been easy for her. No, share with them your past struggles. Share with them your current struggles and how you overcame it. It will inspire them to overcome their failures as well. E, experience some wins and successes together. Experience some wins and successes together. Winning is motivation. When we win, when we overcome, when we accomplish something, whew, we feel good about it. And it motivates us to do it again, to keep moving on. Isn't that true? To help people believe that they can achieve victory, put them in a position to experience small successes. Encourage them to perform tasks or take on responsibilities you know they can handle and do well. And give them the assistance they need to succeed. This is huge. What John Maxwell said right here is huge. It is so important. When you're working with someone, give them something small to do. Not something too big that is really difficult. Give them something small that you know that they will be able to do it. And when they do it, it builds confidence. It's called a success. They have success. It builds confidence for them to try it again. It builds confidence for them to try something bigger. And set them up. Don't make it too difficult, and give them the resources so that they can achieve success. You know, it seems like so many leaders just give someone a book or tell them what to do and say good luck. Again, I was just talking to someone recently, and that is exactly what they said. They said, the employee said, I've got this problem, this problem, this problem. I don't know what to do. And the leader said, solve it yourself. That is the worst information. No, what can you do? What resources can you do them so they can win? Not so that they can fail. And give them the assistance they need to succeed. In time, as their confidence grows, they will take on more difficult challenges, but they will be able to face them with confidence and competence because of the positive track record they're developing. So if you're a boss, you're relating to your employers. If you're the leader of a team, you're relating with your team. Give them assignments. Your students, give them small assignments that they're able to do, not to overwhelm them, but so that you can build confidence step by step. Visualize their future success. Help them to see what it looks like. Help them to visualize, this is what it's going to look like when you finish this project. When it's done, this is the impact that it's going to have. This is the value that it's going to have upon others. Help them to see that there is an end and that they can achieve success. Expect a new level of living. Make it your goal to help others to see beyond today and their faith and their current circumstances and dream big dreams. Help them to expect a new level of living. That this is going to change you and your life is going to be different. Your lifestyle, the way that you think, the way that you act is going to be different because you're growing and you're overcoming obstacles and you're learning how to rise to the next level. John Maxwell, in his book, he says, everyone has an invisible sign around them that says, make me feel important. So if you can visualize that, when you meet someone in the hallway, you meet someone at the petrol station, you meet someone at the market, or in the classroom, or on the sidewalk, in the city, imagine a big sign that says, make me feel important. You can smile at them. You can nod your head. You can say hello. You can lend them a hand. You can let them go first. You can show honor to them in some way. John Maxwell also says in this little booklet, one way to instill confidence in people when they fail is to discreetly share with them your failures. And so it doesn't hurt for you and I as leaders to discreetly, we don't want to bring all of our dirty laundry out for all the world to know and to discourage them, but to let them know, you know what? I've had difficulties like that too. And here's an example of a few of them. And this is what I did to overcome them. We need to give people hope. Scientists took 2 rats and they put a rat in a bottle of water and they put it in a room and they turned the lights off. They wanted to see how long will that rat continue to struggle until they give up. And I hope they didn't let that rat die. I hope that right at the point where he was giving up that they came and saved him and brought him out. But they did it in darkness. So one rat, he struggled along, tried to maintain life in complete darkness for 3 minutes. Then they did it with another rat. And the same situation, a rat in a bottle, and they let a small sliver of light come into the room. And that rat continued to struggle for 36 hours because he could see the light, because he had hope. In the darkness, there's no hope. But because he could see the light, there was a glimmer of hope. He continued to struggle on for 36 hours. You and I need to be people who give others hope. We need to be a voice of hope. We need to be a beacon of hope, a light of hope that will let them know, you can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. I would really recommend, you know what I did this morning after reading this yesterday and being inspired by it? I sent personal messages to dozens of young people, young students that I relate to, and I just a little emoji thing that said, I believe in you. I believe that you will do great things in your life. Something small like that can transform a person's life. He said, thank you, teacher, thank you so much. And some of them replied, really, because I don't believe in myself. We can be a beacon of hope so that people can continue on and overcome. In conclusion, what would you say? You tend to lift people up or bring them down? Are you a lifter-upper or are you a bringer-downer? What kind of a person are you? Do you tend to be negative, critical, judgmental, looking at the glass half empty? Or do you believe in people and you see the positive and you see the hope and you see the potential? Because you can change. I'm a negative, critical, judgmental, hopeless kind of a person. But I've made it an effort over all of my years of leadership to change that in me. In your life, who has been the person who has encouraged you the most? Think about it right now. In your life, who has been the person that has encouraged you the most? Maybe you ought to say thank you to them. Maybe you ought to send them a message or write a little note to them. What would you prefer to be, an encourager or a discourager? How many want to be a discourager? Raise your hand. No, not very many. How many want to be an encourager? Raise your hand. I hope that all of us want to be an encourager. We can make a decision, I will be this kind of a person. And finally, the last question for you, what can you do this week to make a change to be the kind of person that you want to be? If you want to be an encourager, what can you do this week to become that kind of a person? Thank you for listening to this. I hope it was beneficial with you. If it was helpful to you, I encourage you to share it with someone else. Subscribe to this channel, like the video, and click the bell button so you know the next time that I upload a video. Thank you very much. Come on, let's go out and be an encourager to others.